It's not very often that we get special guests in here, and more to the point, it's not very often that we get special guests in the studio with the career that this gentleman has had. And I'm happy to bring him here into the KHTS studios today. He's going to be performing a one-man show coming up next month. This is October 7th, 4 p.m. at College of the Canyons Performing Arts Center. And it's about Abraham Lincoln. The show is called Abraham Lincoln, American Underdog. And Johnny Dark, the writer and star of the show, is in studio with me. Johnny, how are you, sir?
Fine, thank you, Jason. Thank you very much for having me.
I'm happy to have you, and I'm happy to have you here. I've, you know, and I do my prep for my interviews, and I've been researching you, my friend, and have found out that you are an accomplished actor and a stand-up comedian. You've been in the business, and I knew you before I even knew I knew you.
You have a window by your bedroom? There you go.
I haven't been watching you. He saw me. I knew.
Women always say, "I know you from somewhere." I always go, "Yes, you have a window by your bedroom." Oh my gosh, I've seen it before.
Where I actually saw you was on my TV on the Letterman show.
Oh yeah,
been a big Letterman fan since I was a very little kid.
Yeah, so have I.
Stayed up way too late watching his show, and your recurring character as the oldest page at CBS.
The oldest CBS page. Dave called me and wanted me to come on and do the oldest CBS page, and we talked about it. I said, "I don't want to play an old man, Dave. Why don't I just play a guy that's been there for 39 years? But if I'm working there for 39 years, I ain't doing nothing. I got all the young kids doing, you know, I'm gambling, I'm drinking, I'm playing cards. I'm Sergeant Bilko." He loved the idea. So that's what I played. I played Johnny Dark, the oldest CBS page, but not Johnny Dark, an old man, if you remember.
No, yes.
And then when he brought me out, it was like having, you know, the lights on and the cockroaches. You know, I didn't want him to. He's liable to ask me to do something.
That's right.
And I ain't doing nothing.
And Johnny Dark was maybe a little bit on the surly side as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
he's been at CBS for a while, and maybe kind of not so happy with his station at the
well, you know, it's he's very happy that Dave doesn't know he's there because he's running everything. He's running all the young 16, 17, 18-year-old interns. Right. He's Sergeant Bilko.
There you go. Johnny Dark is our guest. He is doing a one-man show next month here at College of the Canyons Performing Arts Center in Valencia, and we'll talk. We'll spend a lot of time talking about that. But I want to find a little bit more about when you realized you wanted to get into the business. When you got into the business, how did you know? What did you do?
I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I grew up in Wildwood, New Jersey, and I watched musicians playing drums and singing, and I just was amazed about the way that people treated them. I was a shoe shine boy. You can't look neat when the shoes are beat. You got the time, I got the shine. It's only a nickel and a dime. Get a shine on your shoe, and the girl will love you. Meanwhile, I went to the bars, not to the boardwalk, and I meet all the musicians, and they were beautiful, and people treated them well. And I thought, I don't want to work. I want to be a musician.
I've seen YouTube clips of you playing drums. You're an amazing drummer. And as an amateur drummer myself, I mean amateur. I don't play professionally. I never have. I never will. I don't want to. But yeah, you've been playing. You play drums, amazing.
Yeah, well, you know, I started out as a drummer and a singer. I could sing like anybody in those days. In fact, on David Shaw, I'd also do Mark Twain. But because Paul heard me sing like B.J. Thomas, it became B.J. Twain. Because I do the monologue as Mark Twain and go, "Hit it, Paul," and I go, "I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me," you know, and I'd be B.J. Thomas. But I love performing, and I love the way people were treated as performers, and that's why I said, this looks like fun.
You like doing acting more, stand-up stuff more? What do you prefer?
I prefer acting more than stand-up because I've done stand-up for like 30 years. I've worked with Engelbert and Tom Jones. I was on the Donnie Marie show for 2 years as their Harvey Korman, did all the sketches. But now my passion is I'm on this new show called The Secret Life of an American Teenager. I play a lawyer, but I also play a lawyer as Abraham Lincoln, you know, a country lawyer who's on his way as Abraham Lincoln, the underdog, on his way to becoming the President of the United States. But I really love doing my one-man show because I wrote it. My wonderful producer, Willard Sims, who I was so fortunate to bump into at the museum, finding a producer of Broadway shows and one-man shows on this coast as opposed to the East Coast. So that's why I'm thrilled about doing it. My favorite thing is acting. And we will talk more about the show and get into the specifics of how you came up with it and you're interested in Lincoln and all that stuff. It's on the way just in a few moments right here on your hometown station. Our guest is Johnny Dark. The one-man show is Abraham Lincoln, American Underdog, October 7th, 4 p.m. here in town at the College of the Canyons Performing Arts Center. And we'll tell you how to get your tickets, all that good stuff coming up. And just hang tight. Johnny, will you stay still and hang out? Yes, excellent. I will. Very good. Thank you very much. Santa Claus.
hometown station, hometown station. AM 1220, KHTS.
3:12 in the afternoon, AM 1220 KHTS. We're in studio live with our guest, Johnny Dark. He is the writer and the star of the new show that's coming next month, one performance only. So you got to get your tickets for this one. October 7th, 4 p.m. at the College of the Canyons Performing Arts Center, their Valencia campus. And the show is called Abraham Lincoln, American Underdog, actor, writer, comedian, general, man about town. Johnny Dark in studio with us. Johnny, how are you?
I'm great. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you here. I want to talk about the show. So your interest in Lincoln, where did that come from? Where did that start?
I did the Gettysburg Address for the VA at the cemetery at the VA in Westwood, and they asked me to do a keynote speech, so I wrote a 30-minute keynote speech ending with the 7 years ago, the Gettysburg Address. And then my son, a director, made a film of it. And he put together a wonderful little film, and I took it over to Time Warner. They loved it, and then they asked me to do a series. So I did a series for Time Warner called Johnny Dark's Lincoln, after they showed that show, which was called Remembering Lincoln. And that's what really sparked my interest in doing a Lincoln one-man show. But the series ran for 5 years all over Southern California and New York, and that's what really got me interested in doing Lincoln, because the series was doing so well. It's on MySpace, it's on Facebook. It's just, if you go to Johnny Dark's Lincoln, that comes up, and that's what got me involved in doing my one-man show.
And so then you realize you have a one-man show. You want to put a one-man show together, but you need somebody to work with, obviously, a director to kind of help you get the show together, a director, producer, and that's where you met Willard.
Yes.
And talk to me about kind of how that relationship started.
Oh, it was beautiful. Abraham Lincoln was totally responsible. I was walking in the Westfield Mall in the Coldwater Canyon, and all of a sudden, I saw this museum that was just opening up, and in the window was a sculpture of Abraham Lincoln, quite big, and a lot of people were in there having cocktails. So I walked in and introduced myself, and the guy said, "Oh yeah, you're Johnny Dark from the David Letterman show." I said, "Yeah, but I also do Abraham Lincoln. If anybody would like a keynote speech here at this." Oh, he said, "Well, you got to talk to our producer, Willard Sims." So I met Willard Sims. Willard told me he wasn't only starting the museum, he was also a one-man show producer. He had done Leonardo da Vinci, he had written Albert Einstein, and did a lot of wonderful one-man shows. So I asked him if he would take a look at my TV series, which he did, and he called me. He said he enjoyed it, was very professional. We had a meeting at Jerry's Deli, and that's how it was born, our relationship, as a direct result of me seeing Abraham Lincoln's sculpture in that window. And that's how I met a Broadway producer on the West Coast.
Yeah, it's funny how just those kind of chance meetings can really turn into something much, much bigger than you expect when you initially get them. So you decide you're going to do the show. You've got a partnership team now. You're working the show. You're working the details, writing the show. Mm-hmm. What are some of the things about Lincoln that that you were particularly maybe surprised about, or some of the things that you really you liked about him more so when you found out about him doing the research?
Well, you know, he loved humor. He was the funniest president this country ever had. He used humor to deflect his great melancholia, they would call it, or hypochondria, was the going term for melancholy and depression. One time, when he gave a very funny story, High-Handed Outrage at Utica, it was on September 22nd of 1862, at the issuing the Emancipation Proclamation Act. And this is just after Antietam, the bloodiest single day the country would ever see, September 17th of 1862, with over 22,000 killed, wounded, and missing. Stanton would stand up and say, "Mr. President, why must you tell these silly stories when you know our boys are dying in the field?" And he stormed out of the room. Abraham Lincoln ran after him and grabbed him and said, "Stanton, if it were not for these silly stories, I would indeed go mad." That's how he used humor. Once when he was chopping wood in Pincher Creek, Indiana, a woman came riding by and said, "Ma, you are the homeliest boy I've ever seen. You are ugly." Abraham said, "Ma'am, there ain't much I can do about that." And the woman said, "Well, you could have stayed at home." He loved to tell jokes on himself.
And this show, you're playing not just Lincoln, but you're playing many characters, just like you kind of did. You did those different voices. So a variety of characters and all the people kind of related to Lincoln's life, and you kind of embody them all, right?
Here's Lincoln And a letter to Mary. Dear Mary, in this troublesome world we are seldom satisfied. When you're here, I thought you hindered me some in attending to business, but now, having nothing but business, it has grown exceedingly tasteless to me. I hate to stay in this old room all by myself. What did Bobby and Eddie think of the little letters Father sent them? Don't let the blessed fellows forget Father. Kiss and hugs to rascals, most affectionately, Abe. Now, she would write back, my dear husband, I feel weary and tired enough to know that this is Saturday night. Our babies are asleep. How much I wish that instead of writing, we were together this evening. I feel very sad away from you. Do not fear the children have forgotten you. I was only jesting. Even Eddie's eyes brightened at the mention of your name. Love to all, Mary. So that gives you an example of how I can do the woman as well as Abe. And that's done on separate ends of the stage. But you get a sense of what he was going through, missing his wife. And she's been very much maligned. Abraham Lincoln very much loved Mary Todd. Definitely. Very much.
We're in studio right now. Johnny Dark. He is the star, the writer of the one-man show. It's called Abraham Lincoln, American Underdog, October 7th, 4 p.m. And tickets are available. You can get them online at canyonspac.com, or you can call the box office at the College of the Canyons Performing Arts Center and get your tickets. This show, it's going to be just kind of the one performance here on the West Coast, and then you guys are taking it back east, yeah?
Yes, we're hoping to take it to Broadway.
That's awesome, and wish you the best of luck with it. I'm actually looking forward to seeing it myself. So the show's going on. You've got the show going on. Obviously, that's the biggest thing going on kind of in your world right now as you kind of get things ready for the performance next month. I also was told you did a movie recently. Tell me about the movie real quick.
Yeah, the movie's called Deadly Renovations. I play a private detective at a haunted hotel in Yuma, Texas. And it's a pretty scary movie, and it's a clean movie. It's for the kids, but it's scary. It's for Halloween, and it's just coming out this month. Deadly Renovations.
There you go. Check that movie out. As I mentioned, the performance next month, October 7th, 4 p.m. Let me start that again. Abraham Lincoln, American Underdog is the show. We wish you the best of success with it, with you and Willard, and we look forward to checking it out. Johnny Dark, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you taking the time. 3:19, we've got traffic and more on the way.